So here we are in part 3 at the top of the fourth seal, as we've been going through these seals, these horses of the apocalypse. So the fourth seal of Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8 says this: When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. So pale comes from the Greek 55:115, that is pale and green, death and Hades. Death, G2288, means deadly or death. Hades is not in the original text. It should be death and hell. Hell is from G86, Hades, or the place, state of the departed souls, the grave, hell. Fourth is underlined in brown. That is from the G5067, four or fourth, and that is literally what that means. Right now, I looked it up. The population of the earth is 8.3 billion. And if we take 8.3 billion and we minus a fourth, that's 2.075 billion people who will die. That leaves 6.225 remaining billion people. Sword in green from G4501. It's not the same Greek word as the second seal. It says a long and broad cutlass, any weapon of the kind, literal or figurative, a sword. Hunger from the G3042, scarcity of food, dearth, famine, and hunger. And of course, death, again, is the G2288. So the question that I asked was, who's giving them the power, and why are we calling it four per se? So let's take a look at this. Now, that very first seal, the very first horse, if you recall, was white. So we have the four seals. We have the first seal was the white horse, and number 2 was red with no peace. Number 3 was black with scales, remember, and barley and a day's wages, denarius, all of that. And then number 4 was, of course, this pale horse with a quarter of the population dying. So I asked a question, who are they getting their power from? When we look at that very first seal, when it speaks about the white, correct? Because we looked at that, the white horse, etc. And, it sounds, gosh, it kind of sounds like it could be Christ, but I don't think it is. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a couple of reasons. First off, this is not the end yet. And Jesus returns at the end. So Hebrews 9:28 says that the Lord is only coming 2 times, and he's already been here once. And I'm going to read it to you. Hebrews 9:28 says this: So Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many. To those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time, apart from sin, for salvation. So Jesus is only coming 2 times at the end. This is not the end yet. So if you're thinking, well, there's a pre-tribulation rapture, and then he's coming again, and then he's coming again at the end, how many second comings do you think that there are? Jesus only comes 2 times. Also, why does the living creature say, "Come and see"? Do you think that Jesus would need instruction from this living creature to say, "Come and see"? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Revelation 13, for time purposes, we can't do it because we're almost at 4 minutes, speaks about granting power. I believe the one on the white horse, the first one, is sort of like the boss. I think that's the Antichrist. So maybe that's why they say the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But we also have a beast, a false prophet, etc. All of that, right? So if the one in the white crown, if the one on the white horse has a crown, Jesus, it says in Revelation 19, verse 12, when Jesus returns, he will have many crowns. So for a multitude of reasons, I don't believe the one in the white horse is Jesus. I believe it to be the Antichrist. And when I asked you a question, who are they getting their power from? They're getting it from the person on the white horse. And I believe that to be the Antichrist. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.